Welcome back to my kitchen, where today we'll be making bear claws with the cinnamon roll twist. Start by whisking together 5 teaspoons of active dry yeast, 1 1/4 cups milk, and a teaspoon of sugar. Leave this to bloom for 10 minutes or till you see signs of it foaming up, just to check if your yeast is alive. This step isn't necessary if you're using fresh yeast, and you'll actually see me come back before 10 minutes as I saw my yeast was alive. To this, we are going to add 1/4 cup sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. Using a spatula to combine the mixture, bring together the dough into a shaggy ball that you can then turn out onto your work surface. I know it doesn't look like much now, but after we knead the dough, it'll get there. Repeat the process of folding the dough over onto itself and pressing down with the heel of your hand. There's no real wrong way to knead, just find a system that works best for you. What kneading does, other than bring the dough all together, is develop gluten. Well-developed gluten in dough will help with rise later. You could use a stand mixer to do this, but I choose by hand because it's the best way to control consistency. That, and I don't actually own a stand mixer. They're expensive. You'll know your dough is ready when it's smooth and elastic. Test this by poking it and seeing if it springs back. Once it's ready, transfer to a lightly oiled bowl and cover with a clean kitchen rag. Set this aside by your pot of pasta visual, and if you don't have a pot made, maybe try the recipe that popped up in the top right. While our dough proves, let's make the filling. In a bowl, combine 1/4 cup white sugar, 1/4 cup light brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, mixing together to combine. When the dough is doubled in size, we can begin to form our bear claws. Turn out the dough, punch out the air, and form into a ball so you can split it in half. Roll out your dough into a rectangle, shooting for roughly 15 by 12 inches. Brush one side of the dough with melted butter and then add in your filling, spreading the cinnamon sugar mixture in an even layer across the dough. I overfilled this first half of the dough by putting filling near the edge. You know if you've overfilled because the mixture will spill out the sides later. Roll up the dough starting from the longer edge. Sometimes it'll fight you as you see here, but you are trying to keep it rolled up as tight as possible. Cut your dough log into 4 equal parts and begin pinching together the ends of each smaller piece. With the ends together, make 3 or 4 cuts on the long side of the bear claw and repeat with the other claws. Lay the claws on a baking sheet. I sprayed mine down with oil to prevent sticking. Brush the exterior with butter and then into a 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 15 minutes to go. At 15 minutes, take the claws out of the oven and brush again with butter, rotating the baking sheet and then back into the oven for 15 more minutes or till the exterior of the claws is golden brown. While the first batch bakes, let's take the second half of the dough and form bear claws. Repeat the same process. You'll see for me the second half of the dough turned out a lot easier to work with for whatever reason. When the first batch is done, we will take it out of the oven and transfer to a wire rack to cool. Into the oven goes the second batch, 15 minutes, take out, brush with butter and rotate, 15 more minutes till golden brown and remove and transfer to a wire rack. Same process. We can make the glaze while we let our bear claws cool completely. In a bowl, combine a half cup of powdered sugar, roughly a tablespoon of milk, and an 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla. When the bear claws have cooled, we can glaze. No wrong way to do this, put on as much or as little as you want. When the glaze has hardened, it's time to eat, and we actually get a real nice cross section here with the visible swirl. I love these bear claws as a weekend breakfast pastry to go along with a cup of coffee, and I hope the recipe works just as well for you. If you like this video, consider watching another, and if you want more recipes in the future, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.